The camera's shaking here. I'm trying to get adjusted. There we go. All right. In case you're new around here, Wednesdays we do a fun little channel hop from the Artistry Collective, which was put together by Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage. And we start with me here in Western Washington. Then we hop on over to Make All the Things with Me, and that's Leah in New York. And then we end the evening with Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage, and she is in Maryland. So we're happy that you're here. And I'm trying to get rid of this. There we go. You guys don't have to look at my crazy stand here. All right, so I've done a lot of work in this book since you guys saw it last week. Oh, man, why is this stand being so crazy? There we go. That's a little better, I think. I've got one part of this stand that is just super, super loose, no matter how much I tighten it, and it just won't stay. My phone's too heavy, I think. Okay, so maybe we'll just start by doing a quick flip through, and I'll show you guys where we are. And then I wanted to put together this fun little flip-flap component right there. This book is getting super chunky, and that's what happens. But it does still close, and there's plenty of room. The pages can slip in and out, so whoever winds up with this journal can choose to leave the pages in or take the pages out or swap them in and out, or just, have fun with it the way that it is. Hey, there's Christy right there. Hello, hello. There's Leah too. Welcome in, girls. I sent out a telegram. I don't know if people got it or not, but hopefully they'll come hang out with us. All right, well, it does tie, and that does, kind of show you how much room is left up here, but it is getting pretty thick and bulky. So I put in a little pocket here. I love this little flower with a brad in the corner. It's got some lace. There is a fun little envelope to hold some things. I haven't glued this closed yet because I wasn't sure if I was leaving it here or if I'm going to attach it somewhere. This I took a piece of, it's kind of like a weird, it's not mulberry paper, but it kind of feels like it. And then I glued a picture from the digital print from Rach and Bella Crafts on the front and the back, so you can kind of see that fun texture here. This page, I think I still want to put something on here, but I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I don't know. And I wanted to glue some little flowers in here or something. Hey, hello, Karen. Come on in. So that it's not just looking like book page. And this has a fun, this is almost like a raised foiling paper or something. I have no idea where I got it from. It's just been in my scrapbooking stash of papers for a very long, long time. And I really love it. It looks like it's all foiled, and yeah, lots of pretty papers. This collection is the Spring in Your Step kit from Rach and Bella Crafts. Then I've got a fun belly band here, and I will have a video coming out on the 30th all about how to make some belly bands with a twist. But I'm not sure I'm loving this piece right here. It's just a book page, so I was thinking I need to put something over it. I don't know. Maybe we'll work on that today. Beautiful butterfly, which I added some stickles to. We've got a fun little ruffle here. That was made from packaging paper and a sewing machine. A little flip. And this paper is textured too, again from that scrapbooking stash. I always have to, kind of get a little bit of a laugh when people say, oh, I don't scrapbook anymore, I junk journal. And I'm like, yeah, but it's all still paper. It's still relevant. Like, even if you just, use it and cut it up or whatever, use it as a base, paper is paper, right? I love this little piece here. It's kind of like the Tim Holtz. Tim Holtz has a die cut, and I have one here. I try to keep some by my desk sometimes. It's kind of like this. And you can slide things into these pockets. So that's what this one is kind of like. You can just, it's got 3 little slots here, and you can kind of put some little fun note cards or tags or journaling cards or photos or gift cards or whatever it is you want to put in there. And then I've got this is a fun little bunny flat back that I've got up there, but I kind of glued him in the way. There we go. If you push the tag down far enough, it all fits. Lots and lots of cute bunnies. This one I need to cut down. Let's do that now. I kind of got inspired from Louisa Heinzel. This frame here was a packaging that held all of my washi tapes. Sorry, you can hear the dog. But yeah, then I took 2 pieces of the printed paper to cover up the words that were on the washi tape packaging, and then put my image behind so I could just make a fun little text spot. Not text spot, tuck spot. There we go. Words are hard today. All right, let's trim this down. This needs to be much shorter to fit on my page here. And then I have started corner rounding everything in here. So just to keep it cohesive, I kind of continue with that rounding. I'm going to turn this into a little piece that I can put somewhere else as well. So just to keep it cohesive, I have been using a 1/2 inch corner rounder. And I will just do that pretty much throughout the whole book just to keep it all looking the same. Oh, what did I do? Let's try that one more time. Just trim it down a little bit and we'll give it I think I pushed in that crooked or something. I don't know. There we go. And all of my elements that I printed from the digitals were printed just on regular copy paper. And then I've backed a lot of them with just book page because I have a ton of it for stability. And then if I want it to be like a clear writing spot or something on the back, then I'm using cardstock as well. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then we'll just round that. And I've been using frayed burlap to ink. Kind of gives it that little bit of a... Got me shared. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys would do me a favor, do those YouTube things. Hit the like, thumbs up, all the things. Share it if you have some crafty friends that would love hanging out with me. Again, we start this fun little channel hop every Wednesday. We go from me here at Frapps and Scraps in Western Washington, and we head on over to New York, all the way on the other side of the nation. To see Leah with Make All the Things With Me, and she's always doing some kind of a fun project. And then we end the evening with Christy in Maryland on the same coast with Christy's Crafty Cottage. And I mostly do paper crafts these days or mixed media projects, but Leah does a lot of home decor and I love that she does quick crafts because, you know, even if you've only got 40 minutes or an hour or whatever, and heck, that lady can whip something out in 30 minutes. I've seen her. She just makes the crafting look so much fun and so easy. And then Christy usually does some sort of junk journaling or mixed media projects as well. So yeah, lots of fun. She also does some home decor, a little bit of everything when you hang out with us here. All right, and then this actually opens, and there's something in there too. Maybe we'll put this little one just in there for right now. And that little pocket, I cut a little hole, a little circle out of, just for fun and interest. I've got a whole nother pocket here that I need to put something in or figure out what I'm doing there. Sometimes you can just leave these spaces too, like it's just pink, so that would be a good spot. You could journal, you could put a photo and journal around it. You can still use it as a pocket. Lots and lots of fun there. Some envelopes. This is the cute little bunny that I put in my quick little reel from today, my short. I did use AI and made her just blink alive. It was kind of funny. I put this fun little glittery tool on her here and then added another layer to her fun little bow that was already there. Kind of made it raise off the paper, put in a brad, and I went, oh my gosh, she's really come to life. And yep, that was the kind of little reel I made. Now, all of these bunnies I will go back through, and I usually work on it kind of as I go. I'll do one or two in the evening. The last thing that I do is I put some Nuvo drops on their eyes. Yeah, these bunnies are so cute. Rachel did such a good job from Rachel Bella Crafts. These are her designs. I like to put the Nuvo drops on their eyes. It just makes them shine and kind of come off the page. Got some cute little tags in here. I just finished putting this crinkly ribbon on those. And, you know, people always say, what are tags for? What do you do with them? Well, you do with them what you want. You can use them as bookmarks. You can add little photos or little sentiments on them. You can use them to journal. You can use them just to be something fun that pulls in and out of the pockets, kind of an interactive little element. And I like that I can put some little curly ribbon at the top here, kind of adds some texture and color to the top of the pages. This is another pocket, and I've got a fun little envelope here. And I love these little bow paper clips. These were from Michael's last spring. I think maybe last spring or the spring before. It might have been the spring before. But they have, at least at our Michael's, they have kind of a little, I don't want to say dollar bin because sometimes it's more than that, but like around the register, they have like little impulse buy items, and that's where I found those. And they were actually 96 cents because they were on clearance when I bought them, but it's been many moons ago. Okay, so these are the pieces that I wanted to make into a little flap right here. And I was thinking we would put this one down here, and then this one up here, and then this one over here. And they're kind of going to overlap a little bit and kind of like a little, almost like a weaved pattern. So this one will open, this one will flip down, and then that one will open. So we could put a piece of Velcro here. Maybe I'll do that eventually. And I'm sorry, I keep working off screen. This camera keeps moving around. Okay, so let's go ahead, and the only thing I've done to these so far is I cut them out and backed them both on book page and on cardstock. You're finally getting the gist of junk journals. Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, yes, you're so welcome. Karen, I have over 600 videos, mostly on junk journaling and paper crafting or the supplies that are used, and here on the channel. So feel free to go back to some of those older videos. They are still very relevant. And share them as you'd like to with anybody else that's trying to learn that you know of. Oh, let's see. Yikes, let's glue this down. I used a glue stick when I was gluing these, and I kind of remember now why I don't like using glue stick that much. Just didn't stick as good as I would have liked. Now, if you're using a glue stick and then you're going to sew or something, that can usually be a wonderful mix, but I did not sew. My sewing machine and I are still in a timeout. I haven't decided yet. It really needs to have like some cleaning and just be serviced, but they want to charge as much for servicing as it costs to buy a whole new one. So I'm kind of at one of those spots. I love my sewing machine. I'm able to use it with just my fingers, and I don't have to use the pedal, and that is a great feature for me because I can't feel my feet. See how that just comes right off of there? So annoying. So I don't really want to switch the kind, but I don't really want to invest another $300 in my sewing machine either for just cleaning. That seems ridiculous. But the bobbin is acting all up. It gets knotted and it won't work right. So it definitely needs some help. Okay, we're going to go ahead and round the corners on these two. I've been trying to remember to round the corners before I ink, because if you do it after, then you have to ink again. Okay, there we go. There's one. Now we want the rest of these to look like that too. Yeah, junk journaling is a lot like scrapbooking. It's just with a lot more freedom. There's not as many rules. And you don't necessarily have to be so worried about the safety of the materials because of your photos and all that things. If you are going to put photos in here, and maybe you still want everything to be photo safe and whatever, if you're worried about your photos, you can always put them in a sleeve. So put a little sleeve and then glue it down right onto your page or whatever, and your pictures will still be, you know, fine for a lifetime. Okay. And, you know, in junk journals, it's so much fun to collect things to put in them as well. This one here is made from a box. It was a medical supply box. That's what the cover was made out of. And then it does use a lot of printables and cardstock. So, I mean, some people would call that a hybrid or whatever. I don't worry so much about the labels of things. If I'm having fun and I like what I'm creating, then for me, it's fine. Some people are like, that's not a true junk journal. You're not using junk, or you're using digitals, or, you know, whatever. And to each their own. The first rule of junk journaling is there are no rules. So have fun with it. Let your creativity go, and Don't worry about, you know, labeling things, especially if it's going to stress you out. Just have fun. That's the whole point. Okay, and whether you're creating something for yourself or for someone else, if it's going to bring joy, then, you know, whether it's joy for you while you were creating it or joy to someone else as you're giving it to them or whatever the case is, if it's bringing happiness, I say then it's good. Okay, let's get some ink on here. Now I did put cardstock on the back of these. One, I wanted them to be nice and sturdy. So as they're being flipped, it's not getting ruined. And then two, I wanted this part to be clear so you could put a photo or you could journal, any of those things. It's the fountain, it's low. Oh, there was water in here, I didn't know. Thank you.
No, it's not cured yet. It's not just the fountain.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm live though. All right, here we go. So now we'll just add some ink. And the ink, if you're new to junk journaling, it just adds some interest, some contrast. You know, it can make your items look a little more vintage or a little more shabby chic. There are so many colors of ink out there and so many kinds of ink. If you're using the Distress palette by Tim Holtz, there's 72 colors. So if you don't like brown and you don't like it grungy, trust me, there's a lot of other colors you can use. And it's still a very great feature. You kind of get a lot out of it just for one medium. You can stamp with it. You can create backgrounds with it. You can go around your edges with it. And when I use digitals, I really like to do that because if I use white paper, you'll be able to see like the cutting edges and stuff, even when you glue it down. So the ink just kind of takes that away. Okay, there's one. I'm not going to worry about inking this part because it's going to be glued down. And I did ink the inside because it will be seen. Now on the inside, we could put some washi tape or some other paper. We could put some lace. Any of the things. I'm just going to see what it looks like once I get it all glued in there. And these little panels were a portion of Rach and Bella Crafts is offering a folio freebie, and it was like 10 pages you could print out. I printed it in two different ways. I printed it full size, so 10 pages, and then I printed it again at 50%, so it was like 2 per page or whatever your printer settings might be. And it's in a mini form and it's so cute. But anyways, these were part of that freebie. So you don't have to make up the shapes yourself, but you can see even if you don't have that freebie, it's pretty basic. These are just like little triangles, or not triangles, rectangles. And you can make these little flip flaps out of any shape really. As long as you can put a hinge, or you can use, if your shape doesn't have a hinge, you can always add one with some washi tape or by folding a little strip of paper in half to get the hinge. And then you can hinge all kinds of things. I should do a video on what can you hinge. What and how can you hinge? Because hinges are so great. I think I did do a video many years ago about how to, hi Janet, how to do a tip-in is what I called it. And basically it was just using a hinge. So say you've already bound your book together and it's not a slipped spine and you want to add a page. You can simply use a hinge and add something to any page. And that's kind of what we're going to do here, except for ours is just going to be a fun little interactive piece. And I'm sorry, this is not the interesting part, but hopefully you guys don't mind hanging out with me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's got it's got water in it now. I sit in my new craft room, which is 2.0. But it's also dubbed as the cat's room in here. So they have a litter box in here. They have toys in here. They have a bed in here. And they have a food and a water fountain in here. And I say in here because it's gated off from the dog. So the dog can't get in here. We call it the NRZ, the no Remy zone. And anyways, their fountain in here, he just added a bunch of water, but it got way noisier. Okay, so I wanted to go like that. And then this one, I want to overlap on this one just a little bit. And then this one, I want it to be over here. And so it's just going to kind of create a fun little interactive piece. So this will open, this will pull down, and then that one will open. So for these, I do like to use double-sided tape, but I also still use my liquid glue on top of that. By adding the liquid glue, it lets you have a second to be able to reposition things if you need to. The double-sided tape holds it for right now. I always say tape for today and glue for tomorrow. So I don't know about you guys, but when I was in the scrapbooking era in the early 2000s and late 90s, I used double-sided tape or little Zot dots or little glue dots, or those were like pretty much the only adhesives that I use. And now when I go back through scrapbooks, all the papers and pictures have fallen out. I've had to re-glue everything because that tape over time definitely deteriorates. I don't know if today's tape is made a little better or different or whatever, but that was my experience. Some 20 years later, all the tape kind of didn't last. So do yourself a favor and do some tape for today and glue for tomorrow. All right, we'll get these all ready. And like I said, when you put liquid adhesive over this double-sided tape, it also kind of helps to give you a second to reposition things should you not get it straight, or maybe you realize you have to move it or whatever. But that double-sided tape is still under there, and it gives it that nice hold for today. All right, and I want to see a little bit of the blue on the edge here. Oops. There we go. See, and I can move that up a little bit if I decide to. And since I have this nice pattern on the back, I can kind of use it to line things up. That can be a blessing and a curse. If you use this pattern and it's not straight, it'll be really easy for the eye to see that it's not straight. But if you have it and you are using it well, it can definitely be a nice tool. Hey, that sounds better. Thank you. You're finally getting, yep, I already read that one. All right, awesome. How's everybody's Wednesday going? Wow, I am not talking very good today. We went on a delivery, so my husband had to deliver a mold that he made. He makes big plastic injection molds, so they're made out of metal and in a big CNC machine. And so we delivered that down to a company in Seattle, which was a little drive for us, but that was all right. And then we had lunch at our favorite diner, and that's been my day. Yesterday was a little more crazy. We went north instead of going south, and our freeway, a good portion of it is closed right now going northbound because there was a rock slide on the hillside. Our I-5 kind of goes up and it winds around, and it's kind of, there's a little bit of a mountainside, and there was a huge slide. So we're having to take alternate routes to go north. And so yesterday, fortunately, my husband had to pick something up there anyway, so it was like a dual purpose trip, because I thought my doctor's appointment was yesterday, and lo and behold, we get there and we go to check in at the right time, and I had the wrong day. Ugh. So I was a whole 2 days early. It's tomorrow, so we get to make the drive again tomorrow. Great. Okay, so I kind of like how this is lining up, and I will eventually, like I said, put a little piece of Velcro right here. So this will help to keep the whole thing closed since they overlap just a little bit. Now these are bendable pieces, so if you decide to put like a trim or something here, you'll want to put it more, not like one continuous piece, and put it more like on this portion, since the hinge is a flap. It's a movable part. So since it has like a little bit of a moving spine, you don't want to put anything that will make it not be able to bend. I could use some washi tape though in there if I wanted to put something along, because washi tape you can put a crease in and it's kind of flexible. My orange kitty's in here. He's excited. Mr. Frapps just filled the fountain and filled the food feeder, and he's crunching away over there in the corner. All right. Give those a good burnish and let that adhesive really take hold. Okay, now this does add a little bit of bulk. These are 3 cardstock pieces, and then there's a piece of printer paper down here, and then it's the base, the substrate itself is cardstock as well. So it does add, but when it closes up, You can see it really isn't that bulky. Now, what could you do here? You could add a photo here, here on the inside. Whoops, let's scoot back over into view. So this is going to flip open, then flip down, and then flip to the left again. And you could even put another one and make it flip to the top, but I just think this is really fun. So we'll put that one, and then that one. And like I was saying, you can decorate these, you can put photos on them. I think it would be fun, like maybe you have little kids going to see the Easter Bunny or pictures of Easter, or maybe you're planning your spring flower gardens or whatever. You could put beautiful pictures there, some fun inspirational quotes. And there is a whole page of quotes, but I have to print it out again. My printer has been so finicky. It does not like doing Bluetooth prints right now for whatever reason. So we had to actually run a cord from the printer to the computer and print them from the computer only. And of course, it's my husband's computer that's out there by the printer. So I have to send files to him and then he prints them for me. Big hassle. Digitals aren't supposed to be that much hassle. Normally they just move along swimmingly. I don't know why my printer is being such a pain. Okay, so now I love this. And of course we could put, you know, other things in here as well. We could put our washi tape here. I don't know. This brown washi tape might be kind of fun. Or, you know, we can just leave it. And we could put one solid image here or a pocket there. I don't want to add too much more bulk though, because it really is getting to be a chunky book. Hey, there's the Farmhouse Stencil Shop. Hello, hello, friend. Welcome in. Washi tape is really thin though, and it is very nice thing you can add to the edge. Do I want to add some? What do you guys think? It does kind of make it look cute. Right there. Let's do it. We'll do it. And I'm going to go ahead and just use a little line of glue underneath the washi tape just so that it stays. Now it is sticky, but it's not all washi tape is designed to be permanent. It's removable. So I like to add just a little strip of glue as well. Oh yeah, okay, that kind of adds a little something. Now we'll go ahead and put this here. Don't forget that you have washi tapes. I've had this this new set of washi tape. I pulled it out just for this journal because the colors were like perfect. And just having it sit here, I keep thinking of more ways and reasons I could use it. So sometimes it is all about what's in your reach and what's in your vision when you're crafting and creating. I need more glue under there. All right, let's put another strip of glue here. That was a little crazy gluing. And then we'll go ahead and put our washi tape down. And I think it's fun sometimes when you add these little elements on here, people don't expect to see something different when they open it. So it's a nice little interactive surprise. Of course, you could put a little quote or a little piece of ribbon or lace or just leave it, either way. Okay, very cute. And that all is going to poof up right now. We could have put a little ribbon around the top and bottom and tied it here. But again, like I said, I think I'm just going to put a little Velcro dot and just hold it right there. And that'll kind of hold everything. Super cute. So let's keep going. Let's see what else we can do here. This is a little envelope that I added. I haven't glued it down yet, but it does. Oh, I did glue it. And it has a cute little note card in here. Needs a little more glue right there. Like I said, that glue stick kind of messed with me. I don't normally use glue stick really anymore. And I thought, well, I've got so much gluing to do. I'll just get a glue stick. And now I've had even more gluing because everything I'm having to re-glue. Hey, Regina, welcome in. Yes, hoping all is well for everyone. I finally get to go to a new neurologist tomorrow. I thought it was Tuesday, but it's tomorrow. So hopefully they'll have some, I don't know, some answers or Just something different than what the guy is I saw several years ago. Okay, there we go. Why that looks so weird? What happened here? Oh, I have it wrong. That's why. These little clips have like basically a tiny little paper clip at the center of the bow. And these are bows and not butterflies. It came on a little package with butterflies. But the butterflies are blue, so I'm going to use those for a different project. There is some blue in here, but it's mostly pink. Okay. So then this one, the tab opens. This little, it's just a page tab. And then I've got a fun little tag in there. And on this one, instead of doing a tab at the top or something, I just left this flower and kind of cut around. And I thought that was kind of a fun little way to add a little bit of interest and something different at the top. My pocket is pretty tight and this paper is really thin. So now if your pockets are too tight, you can take like a bone folder, go in here and just kind of gently press. One, it will release your glue and make sure that your glue is kind of along the line, and it'll just kind of give you a reminder to open. Now, don't be too rough when you do this because it can rip your pockets out. It can rip the things you've glued down out. So just kind of do it gently, but it can kind of help you get things back into the pockets there. All right, I have another one of these little spots here. I put some book page under there just for some fun interest, and I think I want to glue in some flowers. Now, these are little tags, and I need to back these with some cardstock. And this is kind of at the spot in the journal where I'm kind of at the place where I just have to go through, kind of see what still needs to be done, what needs to be added, what pockets need to be filled. Double check that things are glued down and inked and corner rounded and all the things. And especially since I used that glue stick, I'm having to really double check that things are glued and in place. And then usually I will go through and put eyelets and tags and add some string or some yarn or some fun ribbon. Now, I'm not like the straightest of cutters without using like a trimmer, but this one, I just want a little bit of a pink edge around the sides out here. So I kind of just have been doing it freehand and it's been okay. There we go. And then we'll let that dry for a second. We'll ink around while we do the other one. There was 2 tags, yeah. And I wound up printing this one a couple of times. That's the beauty of your digitals. If you want more tags or less tags or whatever, you can print each page once, or you don't even have to print the whole kit. If there's a page that maybe it has something that you don't want to use or you don't need for this project, you choose what you print, which is great. I was having so many printer problems that it wound up, some of the pages got printed twice, some of them didn't get printed right, and we went through and did all the maintenance on the printer. We made sure all the ink cartridges were refilled, and it's still, when I was sending the image from my phone via Bluetooth, it was printing it terribly. My husband said, I wonder what it would be like if we tried plugging it in. And that was the answer. I was like, oh, so frustrating. It's supposed to be conveniently Bluetooth and ready to go. I think we'll probably be switching printers this year. We're probably going to go with the Epson right now. We've had HP. I've been an HP girl for a very long time. I used to do work for HP. I used to go in and set up their demo machines and stuff in different stores. I worked for their corporate office. And I don't know, I've always just thought HP was wonderful. But we first had the HP Envy not that long ago, and it was terrible. I know some people really love it, but it was not a good fit for me. Even when I used it at a family member's house, they had one, and I used it there, and it jammed right up. Like, I just don't get along with the Envy at all. And so we switched to DeskJet Pro, our OfficeJet Pro, whatever it is. And it's been okay, but trying to print these digitals lately has just been a nightmare. And then I hate to say it, but the instant ink program has changed, and now you pay a monthly fee and you pay for how much you print for the year too. I do like the fact that I don't have to think about what ink cartridge to buy or if I need ink, because they do just send it to you, but it's definitely gotten more expensive. Cute bunny, you like the bunnies? This whole book is bunnies. It's so much fun. And even if you aren't somebody who celebrates Easter, it's got so many fun spring things, and not every page is all about bunnies. There are some, you know, some gingham patterns and polka dots and beautiful flowers and some beautiful collaged pages. It was funny because my husband didn't realize we were also paying HP based on how many prints we do a year, in addition to the monthly fee that we pay for the ink. And he told me one time, he's like, just print it. I was like, no, I don't want to waste a print. Like, we pay for those now. And he was like, what? He's like, we bought the printer and then we pay for a monthly thing for the ink. And now we're also paying for, I was like, yep, that's how they're getting us. He was like, no, we're not going to do that for much longer. So I think we will be switching. Hopefully whatever new one we use will be okay and be a better fit for us. All right, so I'm using my crocodile. I'm just going to punch some holes here, and I will put in some eyelets, and then I'm going to put in some little curly ribbon. Hello. Oh, it's Diana. Hello, friend. Welcome in. Still working on my spring journal here. I've got a couple more videos that I'll be doing with this book, and then I don't know what I'm doing after that, but I definitely haven't worked in a single signature book in a really long time, and it shows because this one is starting to bulge out. Okay, so yeah, so just some curly ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in these two tags. And I don't need a ton of ribbon, just like enough. It's going to go like this, and I want it to hang out. So then, since these will be in the same pocket together, I can just kind of, well, I'll cut that off, because then maybe I can use this other little piece for a little smaller tag or something. Or I could even just staple it on. And when you have ribbons like this, if you're trying to get it into a tag, I like to just kind of fold it in half like this, and then scrunch it back up and grab it with my tweezers. Stick that little piece through the eyelet there. Just enough to grab it on this side. And then once you see the little loop, I try to get these to be evenish, and then I stick both of these strings through the loop. Now, sometimes you can do it so that you have, I like to have this little piece in the front. That's the way I always do it. But sometimes people don't want to see that. They'd rather see this side. So then you can do it in reverse. Whoops. Okay. And those are just tucked in this little pocket. And if you're not somebody who likes to use eyelets, you can, like I said, you can always just staple this ribbon onto your tags without poking the holes. You can do it without the eyelets, but I feel like the eyelets provide a little bit more strength for your tags, and they also add some color and some interest, which you don't see a lot with. I mean, you still can kind of see it underneath the string there, or the ribbon rather, whatever. And if you don't have this kind of ribbon, you can always use like baker twine. You can use embroidery floss, yarn, scraps of yarn. You can use a piece of, I've used pieces of denim that I had before and just made some thin strips out of it, tied it on like string. So old fabric, bed sheets, if you have old bed sheets that you want to dye or whatever, those work great as little ribbons. And that's the cool thing about junk journals. They're so varied because everybody just, you know, typically you just use what you have. Ooh, look at, oh, that spring goodness Leah just posted. Thank you so much, friend. And I probably will go through on this egg here and add in Nuvo drops. I've been using this one, which is one of their jewel drops in the color Watermelon Wonder. And then I've been kind of accenting with one of these. This is not, this is a jewel drops, but I don't think it's as clear or as translucent. But it's been adding a lot of fun to the leaves and the little flowers. Then I need to find something up there in that pocket as well. Let's see. See, I have these in the little mini version. So this is what happens if you print this out. This is full size. And then look how cute it is in mini size. So this can go in, you know, we could even put something like this under here and it could be another little tuck spot. But again, trying to kind of keep my bulk to a minimum at this point because I am getting out there. I loved this paper too. This was some mulberry paper that is hand stitched, it appears, but it was just from my scrapbooking paper. It was purchased like this. I did not do this hand stitching, but it really is like thread that's been stitched on there. And I think it's just so fun and cool. And this digital design is kind of like one of those embroidery hoop looking things. So it kind of, I just thought it went well with the stitched look there. And then this one flips open and you can see I put the little pocket here. I should have just went like that. Yeah, look how cute that is. So, I mean, this we could even put like down here and it would be there again, or you could put it over here and kind of be like big size, mini size. But I'm not going to do that. That's a pocket as well. So this is a pocket up here. Tons and tons of pockets. Now, if you have extra cardstock like this, these can just quickly be journaling cards. You can leave it in. This would be perfect to put in a photo. We could put a little tab at the top and just slip it right into there. And then if they decided they didn't want it to be a journaling card, look, they could just pop it here and it could be a cute little photo mat or a little spot to add some journaling. So, you know, they could pull it out of the pocket, glue it in there, and be good to go. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. My insulin pump just ran out of insulin, but it's going to have to wait. We're almost done. Leah, this is your 19-minute warning, friend. Okay, so I'll have to decide if that's what I want to put in there. And this paper, again, it kind of has that embossed. The flowers are all embossed and raised. Super cute. And this one is a little card here. Now this paper it's kind of cardstock as well, but it was just a collection like this. This was Park Lane, so it was from Joann's, but it was just their spring paper crafting. It was cards and envelopes, and it had I've used the envelopes in here, and I've used the little cards, and then the bigger cards as well. And there's all kinds of, oh, that's a fun patterned one. I didn't use this one, but how pretty is that? These are just designed to give you a card base. So then you can, you know, make a stamped image or put your sentiments or whatever on the front. Or you don't even have to decorate them. You can just write in them or whatever. But I like using them in my journals because it provides a fun little base and a way. So I glued the card. You can see the card was, I glued it backwards. And so it opens this way. And then I made this a pocket. And then there's a pocket here, and then I put a little tab so that you know it opens. Now I was trying to decide, do I want to put a bunny on there? I've got lots and lots of bunnies throughout the whole thing. What did I do on this one on the other side? And this is all just one signature, so but everything slips in and out, so it's real easy to remove things. If the person who winds up with this journal decides it's just too much, they can take some out. And they could also add different papers too. Like if you've done a bunch of journaling and you decide you need some other papers, or you want to use some of these pages for a different project or whatever, you can definitely take them out and do that. So lots of options. I want to put something here. Yep, there we go. I just dropped that whole bag, and of course it was open, so everything dumped out. And I'll have to pick that up before I go because there is some baker's twine in there, and my orange cat Fanta has a problem with threads and strings. He chews anything that's like that. Even like plants, he will chew it. If it's a fake plant, all the better. Garland, he is kind of a little menace, but we love him. All right, let's see. That could be pretty. It's not quite big enough. I'm trying to use up my scraps. I've got, you can see I've got a bunch of things printed here. Let me pull it into view. Just kind of have a pile left. And like I said, with the changes in the HP program, I've kind of been trying to be a little more mindful of what I print so that I'm trying to use up more what I print, which I should have always been in the first place, but you know, sometimes you just don't think about it. You think, oh, it's easy, I'll just hit print. And then when your project is done, you have a huge stack like this all left over that you didn't use. So well, that could be fun. That says Easter at the top. I don't really like that the bow is cut off, but I could always put one up there. I do think that's pretty. What do you guys think? Should we use this one even though the bow is cut off? I could put another bow paper clip at the top, so it could kind of add to that bow. I think I kind of like it, but I do need to, I think I'm going to pull this out. And that's the other benefit of working in a book that's bound this way, is that you can take the pages out while you're working on it too. Very helpful. All right, I think I'm just going to glue it down and then cut around. So let's do it. You can use whatever you want. At least that's what your understanding is. Absolutely, yes. Some people do use, you know, different challenges. They'll have where they try to use, I've seen journals where they every like packaging or something that they come in contact with all day, they put it in a journal, and that's kind of fun to see how you can repurpose that packaging. You know, like I said, I guess this is definitely a little more of what some people would call like a hybrid form of journaling, because I'm using the digitals, but I really like the freedom that I have with the digitals. I can print on any paper. I can print this one a million times if I needed to make cards or something. Whereas I used to buy just paper pads, and it never fails. If you're making a project, like if you're trying to make 6 cards or something, you just need that one more sheet of paper. So then I'd have to go back, and if they don't sell it individually, which most of the time they don't anymore, you'd have to buy the whole stack again or find something comparable. So that can be a little frustrating. And like I said, with digitals, you can print just what you need. It can be stored in the computer until you need to print it out, which is great. I used to think, okay, but the cost of ink and the cost of paper, but really it works out about the same as if you were going to buy your paper pads anyways. So, and you have way more flexibility. You can print on just printer paper, back it on cardstock. You can print it right onto cardstock. It is so much fun, Karen. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, there's Mama Christine. Hello, hello. I didn't see you come in. I'm so glad you made it. I know it's dinner time for some of you and kind of a weird time, but we've always done this time here for the Artistry Collective. I'm on the West Coast and Pacific Standard Time, so for me, it's kind of the start of the winding down of my day, and then usually Leah and Christy are on after that, which we finish up just around my dinner time, so it works out perfect for me. And typically 4 o'clock is like after all of my appointments and whatever craziness we've had going on throughout the day. So I know it's a little bit crazy for some people, but it does work here. Okay. So the other thing I needed to do is to see if, oh, I got that backwards. It goes like this. To see if I have journaling cards in all the places where I have pockets and belly bands and those kinds of things. So when you're putting this in here, you want to make sure you got it going in the right spot, because like this other page on the other end has a little interactive piece, and I don't want it to rip off. So I try to find where it's going in at and just kind of work like that. And that's all there is to it, slipping it in and out of there. And I probably would have been better off with a bigger spine and making, you know, 2 signatures or 3 signatures. But I was trying to keep it relatively small. Oh, I know what we can do. So on this front cover here, on this kind of funny piece of paper, I glued an image on the front and the back, and I want to do that down here. This is what the paper looks like without it. It's kind of, it feels just like some sort of a mulberry or rice paper even. Has a nice crinkle to it, but I love the texture, and the color is not quite a mix. If you actually pull it out, it kind of looks like a neon, but I think it works in here. And like I said, it just adds a very different texture, which is great. Okay, so let's find 2 images that we have, and we can put there. This one's kind of cute. Look at that beautiful cross. Now, this piece here does say Easter, but if you get this one and you're not an Easter person, you can easily cover over it or put a photo here or whatever and just use it kind of as a background. Let's see. There was so many fun bunnies in this set, and so many fun just florals. And the colors are kind of these pastels, mostly kind of like this grungy pink, which I really like a mauve almost. Look at this guy with his spools of thread. He's so cute. And there's also this one. He's in another stack. I don't know why. He's kind of cute. He's got some fabric there. And like I said, just some fun spring things too. Like if you're not into the bunnies, there's loads of other papers. Beautiful prints and flowers and ginghams and dots. And all the things for spring. Okay. I do quite like this guy. I like that he sits on this little spool of thread there. I don't know. And actually, maybe this one would be fun on the back. I do already have it in there somewhere else, but it would be right on the back like you're driving your bike away from this journal. You've already looked at everything and you're gonna go. And then on the front cover, I did insert a pocket. Just kind of a tuck pocket. So I can decide if I want to put one on the back or if I just want to leave it plain. I think I'm thinking this one and then one of the bunnies. Maybe we'll do this guy because he's just about the right size there. And then what I did for this was I just kind of tried to make sure they were the same size because the paper makes it kind of a see-through element. And I didn't want to see through, like see the white of the other image on the back. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. And you can either tear these or cut them or whatever you want to do. Let's see, let's make sure this is about the same. Yep, I'm going to trim around. Just that little bit of a line there will create a white line when we glue these back to back. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and ink around the edges. And then if we have time, we can do a fun little flip through again if you missed it. This video will be available for replay. I'd love it if you invite your crafty friends here, anybody that you think might want to learn how to junk journal or just wants some inspiration and fun, or to see my album. I do have videos here showing how I made the cover, I have got another video that's going to be released on the 30th that shows you how to do belly bands with a twist. Rach and Bella Crafts design team just started up again, and of course I am on there again, and we've divided our design team. It's gotten big. We've divided it into 3 groups, and we were each tackling some fun different elements of junk journaling this time. And so mine for this month was belly bands with a twist. So our team C will be working on that, and I think they've done pockets and something else too. It's all in the Rach and Bella Crafts Junk Journaling Facebook group. It's a free group to join. And Rach and Bella Crafts is located in Wales, and she has a lovely accent. And she started her channel and her digitals crafting with her mom, and her mom is Bella, and they are a lovely duo. And Bella has her own channel now because she kind of crafts at a much faster pace than Rachel has time to do. Rachel still has her sons are around home and going to university and doing all the things, so she has, you know, and she has to create the digital designs and all the things that kind of pull you away from the craft room, and Bella is more there. But they do fun retreats. I would love to go one time. You have to leave, but okay, well. Oh, you have to learn the lingo, not leave. There we go. Learn the lingo. Yes, there is lots and lots of junk journaling terms to learn, but, you know, as long as you, like some people call certain things different things. Like this spine, I call it a slipped spine, but it's actually called like a Midori or something, the style. A lot of the techniques have been around for years and years and years. I've been scrapbooking or paper crafting for some 35 years now. I can't even believe it's been that long, but I started making cards when I was in grade school. And my mom sold stamps before Stampin' Up! Was a thing. She had a business, and she contacted stamp manufacturers and made her own catalog of stamps, and we were doing stamp parties. She should have, like, I don't know, copyrighted the idea or something, and who knows, she could have been Stampin' Up! Okay, so again, you have to be careful with this because when you put glue on mulberry paper or rice paper, it kind of seeps through and gets a little sticky on the backside. But since I'm putting an image there anyways, it will be just fine. And see how where this image is on the other side, it's now white on this side. I'm going to cover that. It would be neat just to kind of leave it like that. It kind of makes the lines show up, but I wanted to put the image there, so I'm trying to match those up. That was why I wanted them to be mostly the same size, so that you didn't see that white edge around when you flip the page. And I left the scallops on the edge just because I think it adds kind of a fun little extra feature there, almost like there's some lace or something, but it's just a scallop. And I can kind of see a little bit of that white trim there, but it doesn't bother me too much. And if it does, we can simply add in some ink and kind of tone it down. There we go. And that just provides another little flip for that portion of the book. Okay, we've got 3 minutes left, and we can flip through some of these pages. We'll see what it looks like now that we've added even more things to it. This is a tied closure. This is just some sari silk for the tie, so it does still tie closed. And on the spine, I was trying to show this in a video, and it's so hard. This is one of those little wooden toys where the arms move up and down when you pull the string. And I just thought it would be really cute to add onto the tassel. Now, I have had to be a little bit careful because this thread is so thin, and one, I don't want to cut it or pull it or break it, but it can tangle. So I was really careful how much stuff I put on here. These are bigger pieces of elastic, so it doesn't like intertwine with it. But when I've laid it on my desk here to work on it, I wanted to make sure it doesn't get all tangled up in whatever I've got going on. I've got a fun little charm or medallion, a little bunny tail, some beads, some ball chain, and a little piece of ribbon here. I'll probably add another piece of lace or something before I'm done with this. And then, of course, the cover, you guys saw me work on that. And if you didn't, the video is available for replay. I did add a fun little carrot flat back right there. I just thought it was really cute. It kind of went with the basket. Even though I have raised bunnies to to raise them, breed them, show them nationally. And carrots are terrible for bunnies. The carrot tops are good, but the carrot itself is actually kind of breaks down to the equivalent of if you were giving your child a Snickers bar every time they ate a carrot. So it used to drive me crazy that it was like bunnies and carrots, bunnies and carrots. Got her on. All right. Oh, that's the messy palette. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks. Have a great night. Okay, so we've got our all kinds of fun textures going on. This is still our rice paper or mulberry paper. This one is kind of a handmade paper feel. And then these little raised areas kind of almost feel like little raised pieces of metal or something. It's like a little foil in there. And then here's a belly band. This one, I do want to make that into a little journaling card. This was, I think, supposed to be a pocket. But just because it's supposed to be one thing doesn't mean you can't cut into it and make it something that fits your project or whatever a little better. So I cut those out. I'm probably going to trim it down and then cut the corners again. And we'll turn that into just a journaling card there. And it's just white on the back. And that will slip in here into the belly band there. And making it a little shorter, I think, will help it fit in there better. And I glittered this butterfly here, which means I'll glitter this other one as well. And guys, that's my time. It is now time for Leah from Make All the Things with me. So thanks so much for being here, for junk journaling with me, hanging out, looking in this fun book. I am super excited to have been creating this here during the spring season and hope you're enjoying it too. If you do like it, please like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, hit the bell so you'll know when I post a video or go live. And I will see you guys next time. Come on over to Make All the Things with me and I'll see you in the comments there.